Now it might seem to someone that through divine help, some compulsion is imposed on man to do well. From what has been said, no one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him. And from this it is said, Romans 8:14, who are moved by the Spirit of God. These are the children of God. And 2 Corinthians 5:14, Christ's charity urges us. For to be drawn, and to be driven, and to be compelled seem to imply compulsion. But this is clearly shown not to be true. For divine providence provides for all things according to their manner, as was shown above. Now it is characteristic of man and of every rational nature that he acts voluntarily and controls his actions, as is clear from what has been said above. But compulsion is contrary to this. Therefore God does not with his help compel man to act rightly. Still, divine help is thus understood to be used for a person to do well, because our works work in us, just as the first cause works the operations of secondary causes, and the principal agent works the action of the instrument, whence it is said in Isaiah 26:12, You have worked in us, Lord, all our works. Now the first cause causes the operation of the second cause according to its mode. Therefore God also causes our works in us according to our manner, which is that we act voluntarily and not under compulsion. Therefore it is not by divine help that one is forced to act rightly. Further, man is directed towards an end by the will, for the object of the will is good and end. But the divine help is especially devoted to us for this purpose, so that we may attain the end. His help, therefore, does not exclude from us the act of the will, but does it especially in us. Whence also the Apostle says, Philippians 2:13, It is God who works in us to will and to accomplish for a good will. But compulsion excludes in us the act of the will. For we act by compulsion, the opposite of which we will. Therefore, God does not compel us with his help to do right. Again, man reaches his ultimate end through acts of virtue, for happiness is the reward of virtue. But forced acts are not acts of virtue, for the most important thing in virtue is choice, which cannot be without the will, to which the violent is the opposite. Therefore man is not divinely compelled to act rightly. In addition, those things which are for the end must be proportioned to the end. But the ultimate end, which is happiness, belongs only to voluntary agents who are masters of their actions. Hence we say neither inanimate nor brute animals are happy, just as we are neither fortunate nor unfortunate, except according to a metaphor. Therefore, the help that is given to man from God to achieve happiness is not coercive. Hence it is that Deuteronomy 30 it is said, Consider that today the Lord has set before you life and good, and on the contrary death and evil, that you may love the Lord your God and walk in his ways. But if your heart is turned away and you refuse to listen, I tell you today that you will perish. And Wisdom 15:18 it is said, Before man is life and death, good and evil. What pleases him will be given to him.